down there, Shelley's? Yeah, all good. Yeah, you're looking at me like that for? Yeah. You telling me to do a live stream? Is that it? Oh, right. Okay, okay. I will do. I'll do a live stream. I suppose we'd better. At least now it's stopped thundering and lightning. Eh? Should we do it? Yeah. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Hello, 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 hello. Greetings, welcome, salutations, ahoy, konnichiwa, and yeah, all of the above. Oh, we had two people here, and now we don't. I'm really scaring people away. Oh well. Start as you mean to carry on, Sharpe. So yes, welcome to Sunday stream in what looks like a gap between thunderstorms. We've had quite a few come through today. It's either been bright sunshine and warm or pitch black outside and hammering it down. Such is the way of the British summertime, I guess. Although technically it's still spring. Well, it's almost June. I think we're basically going to go from winter to summer. Tommy, how you doing, you spexy beast? There we go. Welcome aboard. How do you do indeed? Yeah. And MNC, how you doing? Hope all is doing not teabag. I wouldn't say hope all is well, because, yeah. All is as well as can be expected. Let's go with that one, shall we? Hello, Dave. And only Brits will get that joke. Doing well, prepping media for a few paintings I'm about to start. Ooh, life drawing. If you need a model, just ask. Yeah, it looked like a deformed version of Monk's The Scream. That's what that would look like, a picture of me. Yeah, so what's been going on this week? Water changes, doggo walking, work, watching random guff on YouTube, work, and this weekend looking after next door's cats. So, yeah. At least that's easier than walking the dog. It don't take anywhere near as long. It can take as long as just going in, putting some food out, and then buggering off, or going in, fussing all the cats, having snuggles and cuddles, and then putting the food out and buggering off, and cleaning up puddles of puke and poop, and yeah, you know what cats are like. Hello, Debs. Oh, how are you, my dear? Hope all is well. Not been up to any high-flying shenanigans lately. So yeah, all in all, a relatively boring week for moi. Which, as I said before, are the kind of weeks I do like. Did go for a bike ride on Wednesday, but I was racing the rain, so it was a relatively short one. Yeah, it rained all morning, so I went out about 12:30. Did what? 8, 9 miles. 9 miles. Got to where I was going to get to stop off with some lunch, and wanted to have a look around the bike shop in the town. Oh no, not a chest infection. Oh. What do I prescribe for a chest infection? Woodbines. That's what I prescribe for a chest infection. And again, only people of a certain age will get that joke. I must be the only weirdo there is that gets something nasty like a chest infection and cough and just chain smokes my way through it. Well, my idea is that there's something that doesn't want to be in there. The more I cough, the more quickly I get rid of it. Hello, Linkbot. Not far off. Yeah. Or the devil's lettuce does work. The other weirdo is here. There's only one weirdo here, Andrew, and that's me. How you doing, my friend? How was Rhodes? Was it a bit Gary? Yeah. So what was I have? I've lost my train of thought again already. There you go. Look, 6 minutes in, I forgot what the heck I was talking about. Wouldn't be me if I didn't, would it now? Yeah. So went to the next town up the main road, but I went the back way around, so lengthen it a bit. Had some sandwiches, went in the bike shop, spent about 20 minutes in there looking around. The woman behind the counter spent the entire time on a what they call them, FaceTime call. Basically completely blanked me, so that's one way to not get return custom. Now, I would have bought something small. I mean, even it's like, I don't know, a bottle of chain lube or something like that, or chain cleaner. I would have bought something small. Just, but if you're going to completely ignore me, then I ain't going to buy anything. Yeah, then basically raced the rain all the way home, and not that anyone would know my town, but when it comes to school kicking out time, school run time, my town is basically a no-go area. The town centre especially, so I really wanted to get back before the school run started. And yeah, did just manage to dodge the rain. So it was only a little 15 miler, so yeah, don't really count as a bike ride in my books. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Andrew, for gifting a membership to someone who's not here. Anyone ever breed archers? I think as a nation we did it quite a bit back in the Napoleonic era or pre-Napoleonic era. I seem to remember something about Agincourt and a lot of archers. Oh, that's a different kind of archer, yeah. Archer fish, no. Not even kept them. I failed at breeding pseudomagills because that's not going to happen now. 2 weeks in. Is it 2 weeks or 1 week? Yeah, it's 2 weeks in, and we have one female left. The rest of them have all just dropped dead. So yeah, I'm guessing either old or been born and raised in RO water and then gone into my water and gone, it's too hard, and given up. So yeah, not great. But there we go. Lesson learned. Don't buy pseudomagills again. So yeah, back to plan one, which was the cherry barbs. Oh, thank you very much for becoming a Zach friend, Andrew. Did you press the wrong button first time by any chance? We're meant to renew. Oh. At least you only gifted one, not like 10 or 100 or something. It's not ridiculously expensive, just double the price. Yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of my week. So we're getting ready at work for a visit from the higher ups, not just from our company, but from the company that owns us. Because apparently we've been doing really well, which really bodes badly because they've decided to coincide the visit with the day I'm in. Yeah, that's probably not going to look too great. Me wandering around yawning, burping and swearing. Oh well. And yeah, get ready for losing our manager and a couple of other staff members as well. I am still fixing screws. And they keep asking me if I want to become a supervisor and do the training and step up and become a supervisor, and you get more money, and you can do it. You can do it anyway. You don't need that. No, no. Well, really, why? I don't want the responsibility and the grief. I'm happy just being a general grunt on the shop floor. I don't want the extra pressure and hassle. To my mind, it's not worth it for £1 an hour. Plus, chances are I'd have to end up doing some earlies, and while waking up early is not a problem for me, being awake and being able to do stuff. I mean, the people I work with at the moment know not to put me in the morning not because I won't do it. It's just because it's just a bad idea. The one time I did do it was for a meeting on a Sunday before the shop opened, and I fell asleep. So yeah, always be the Indian, not the chief. Yes. And Tampaton is touching grass. Oh, yeah. Is that a yawn, a burp, or a sneeze? Oh, bit of both. Oh, the mad mower touching grass. Always good to touch grass. I like to have a good feel of some grass on a Sunday. Or grass, if you're northern. I'd kick the grass. Yes, well, you kick it and swear at it. Cold bloody English weather. I know it's a lot nicer than it is over on Gary Island, isn't it? Yeah, I don't do sunlight and heat. We all know that. This is, well, let's be honest. If I wasn't on live stream, I wouldn't have my cap on because it wouldn't matter what my hair looked like. I wouldn't have my t-shirt on, and I wouldn't have my shorts on either. Or I'd probably have slippers on. Yeah, it's already too warm for me to be wearing clothes I don't need to. I know you could all do without that visual, but yeah, it's yeah. I don't do heat. On my bike ride Wednesday, I was grumbling about the heat. Then it was about 18 degrees. But that was just the humidity because it literally stopped raining and then the sun came right out and everywhere was drenched. But by the time I got back, everywhere was dry, which shows the fact that it had been raining from about 6 o'clock the previous day, and it rained all night through to midday the next day. In fact, other than like the bigger puddles, everything was dry again. That shows you how much the humidity jumped up. And warm and humid on a bike wearing waterproofs is not good. But hey, It's got a bit sweaty is all. Got home, dried off, had a nap, then went to the chippy because I like healthy food. Ooh. Howdy, Jeff of the Empire of Dirt fame, which is now. Are we taking that as the quote from the Nine Inch Nails song "Hurt"? Or that would be the Johnny Cash. Yeah, it'd be the Nine Inch Nails version as well. Trying to remember which lyrics Johnny Cash changed, who didn't swear. Show some love by liking this video and subscribe to stay in the loop. Oh, I hate saying all that kind of stuff. Either song works. Am I the first person to guess that? Probably not, but I actually played the Nine Inch Nails version on the radio the other day while I was at work. They admitted they'd got the wrong version. They meant to play the Johnny Cash version, but they just it's basically like Spotify, how radio stations work these days. So they just, I think just typed in "hurt" and clicked the first one that came up. Yeah, it's not a crown of thorns in the Nine Inch Nails version. I guarantee someone will have complained. Been quite a few covers of it now, have there? Yeah. I'm just familiar with the two. Oh, in other good news, new Nightwish single released this week. Perfume of the Timeless, first track from the upcoming album in September. Typical of Nightwish, the first single off the album is like 8.5 minutes long. But there you go. Ain't nobody got time for silly little 3-minute songs these days. By the time you've started listening to it, it's finished. What's the point in that? Especially when they're quite complicated songs. And not the intro, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, end. Yeah, that's out. What else? Yeah, so I really had a fairly boring week again. Oh, Mary just got home. That means there weren't any big floods anywhere. So yeah. Nothing too strange happened. Was that this week or last week? I think it was this week. We live in the world of TikTok or thick thought and charts. Yes. I do watch the occasional short. I don't do thick thought. I have been watching quite a bit of Dad Bod Veteran. He literally just does shorts, like minute long, but very, very sarcastic and funny. Yeah, I will literally be scrolling through YouTube and go, "Oh, that sounds interesting." Oh, it's only a 4-minute video now. Unless I'm specifically looking for a species profile or air pump review or bike tire reviews or something like that, in which case I'll watch probably all the videos just so I've got all the information. I can come to my own conclusions. But yeah, when something's claiming to be a documentary and it's 12 minutes long, it's not a documentary. Well, I did have an interesting thought earlier. I was watching a Warhammer 40,000 channel, and it's narrated by what is obviously an AI voice. because it basically sounds exactly the same as David Attenborough, which is a bit weird hearing him talking about that kind of stuff. But also, given the length of the videos and the amount of videos they're putting out, they're not writing the script unless they're absolute geniuses at writing, unless they're like Stephen King. So I think they're possibly using AI to generate the scripts as well, which does lead to the question, who owns the rights? Now, we'll leave the AI script writing wherever. As long as it's not plagiarizing, then it's okay. But if you're using someone else's voice, do they own the rights to their own voice? So, for example, would David Attenborough be able to take some of the money from the ads and stuff on that channel? Dee Dee, darling, how are you? Beautiful. Because yeah, that's what got me wondering. It's so obviously that person's voice. What if they don't want people using their voice, or if someone uses AI to produce, let's say, nudes of celebrities or celebrities doing naughty things. Now, for personal use, like for the personal bank, I don't see any issue. But if they start posting it online, does it then become an issue, especially if they're getting money for it? Hello, Sherry. Long time no see. How are you, my dear? Yeah, it is a deep rabbit hole, and I know there's a button you have to click now when you upload a video to say whether it's got any AI stuff in it. So whether that's YouTube covering their butt against any future possible issues, and like the whole adverts in videos for children kind of debacle that happened a few years back, if anyone remembers the mass panic over that, in which nothing happened. But yeah, I think that is YouTube covering their butt in case laws are changed or made in such a way that Google gets another massive fine. That's my thinking of it anyway. So it's going to be interesting to watch going forward to see what does happen with AI generated content. Who holds the rights to it? The person who created the AI, the person who prompted the AI, and if you're using someone's voice, it's their voice. They own the rights to their own voice, surely. Definitely likeness or images, because AI is rapidly getting better at humans. Let's put it that way. At some point, it'll stop giving them 3 arms and 7 fingers on each hand. Been decorating, had a couple of breaks away in ill health. Well, I hope you're on the mend, Sherry. And decorating always sucks. Hello, Crystal. How are you? Yeah, it's just one of those. Say that whole AI thing. It just suddenly struck me up, as Jeff says, how deep a rabbit hole that's going to be, because they're going to have to sort something out law-wise about it fairly shortly, because otherwise it might be a bit too late. It's like no use closing the gate after the horse has bolted, kind of thing. So, anything new in the world of Sharpie? Not a huge amount. Still working, fishy stuff, bikey stuff. Oh, pardon me. Still got wind. Um, I did do a 103-mile bike ride for my 48th birthday. That was fairly momentous. Um, momentous and mental. Yeah. If an unfit middle-aged man suggests that, just laugh at them. Yeah. Most men's midlife crisis involves either motorbikes, sports cars, or young bits of totty. Fish Fam is still fully operational. My midlife crisis consists of going on stupidly long bike rides and camping in the middle of nowhere, getting eaten by mosquitoes and barked at by muntjacs. Each to their own, I suppose. At least I'm losing a bit of weight. And improving my fitness. So when I started cycling. I've been cycling since I was about 4, but started actually going on proper bike rides rather than like cycling to work or something like that. I did 17 miles, and that damn near killed me. This week I've hardly done any riding really this year because of the weather. But yeah, this week's 15-miler was just like, oh. Legs didn't hurt at all. Don't see Jess or the morning show anymore. I'm not sure if she still does it, because I haven't watched for quite a while as well, because I'm normally at work now when Jess would be on. Yeah, all pedal, no electric, because an electric bike wouldn't have gone that far, especially not over the terrain I was riding over. I would have had to have charged it up when I got to the Norfolk coast so I could ride it back again. Yeah. What you got to remember when you're looking at e-bikes and when they talk about their range, we'll do 150 miles on flat ground, on road, with a tailwind, with unloaded with a light rider, and on minimal assist. Not off-road, uphill, heavy rider, bike loaded down with all the camping gear, food, drink, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff shortens the possible distance it will go. And by my reckoning, an e-bike with me and my camping gear and stuff on it would probably do about 50 miles. Definitely could use some pedaling in my life. Pedaling with or without the A, though, that's the question. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy riding the bike. I don't try and break any speed records or set special times or segments or anything on Strava or anything like that. Nah, it's not for me. I'm not on a racy bike. I'm a sit up and beg, looking around, enjoying the scenery and the wildlife. And yeah, I've not had an e-bike yet. I think it just feel weird. Plus, when the battery dies, you're then pedaling against the motor itself as well. So pedaling gets really hard. Because you're basically turning the motor as well, which eventually does put a bit of charge back in the battery, but not enough. Why, thank you, Sherry. That's because I had a bath and a shave this morning. That's no other reason. Um, but yeah, I enjoy it, and so seeing the wildlife, the countryside. So I do live in a very pretty part of the country, um, and so as I did last year, and I will do again this year. Now the weather's starting to improve. He says, touch wood. Um, I'll be able to go back to visiting ye olde churches and doing some more historical and paranormally type videos. Um, the fishes are mostly doing fine, Sherry. Thank you. Just the newest additions that didn't. Yeah, everyone that I've had for a while is doing well. The Amicus splendens females are both looking rather pregnant. Yeah, this is the Amicus splendens, which is the tequila goodayid, an endangered species, critically endangered, I think. So yeah, we're breeding those. Oh, howdy, Homer. Um, yeah, that's about it at the moment. We're that and Project grow out a female super red bristlenose. Um, Wife and I get out and pedal kayaks every 2 weeks, and the weather's good. Definitely great. Yeah, I'd say it's basically a water bike, isn't it? Yeah, not something you catch me doing. Not because of the pedaling, but because of the water. That's where the issue lies with me. Um, I don't do deep water. I don't do water I can't see the bottom of. Um, I also don't do running water or swimming pools. I don't even do getting back in the bath if the water's gone murky. Um, so, the deep-seated phobia instilled in me by my primary school teacher. Um, yeah, it might be fun to try an e-bike. Personally speaking, for me, if I was like on holiday somewhere and wanted to go for a bike ride, obviously I'm not going to take my own, hire one closer to Nessie. Yeah, not that much. About was it about 300 miles from here to Loch Ness, something like that. Um, how many days would that take by car? I know 300 miles should just take 5 hours, but it's the UK. It's not. Once you take into account roadworks, traffic, contraflows, the fact that we don't have motorways going absolutely everywhere, it'd probably take me the best part of a day to get there. Closer. I think most people here are probably closer to the centre of the US than I am, and I include the other Brits in that as well. Yeah, maybe not, because I'm further south, so all depends on the trigonometry and Pythagoras and writing in triangles and hypotenuses and a squared, b squared, c squared, that kind of thing. But if we were on a straight plane, I would be further away than the Brits, um, purely because I'm in the far east of England. Yeah, definitely not old DD. Yeah, no. You're only as old as the person you feel, apparently. So come here and give me a feel. Oh dear, I could only get away with that with Dee Dee. But yeah, experience, yeah. And as they say, absinthe makes the heart grow fonder. But I also know older people who are very naive in the ways of the world. They've lived their life in a little bubble, and then suddenly they come out of their bubble and realise that not everything's pink and fluffy as they thought it was. Front ride on the mountain with E assist, 3,500 watts. Yeah, that's just a little bit illegal in the UK. Well, actually, I don't know if you're off road. If you're not riding it on roads, if you're riding it on mountain bike trails, on private land, the law wouldn't. Yeah, on private land, the law wouldn't apply, but on public property, you're limited to assist up to 25 kmh, 250 watt. I think the laws are fairly similar, aren't they? Yeah, 25k, 250 watt, and you have to pedal. And I'm seeing more and more e-bikes where it's blatantly obvious that the pedals are just there to get around the law. You're not going to be pedaling it. Austria, yeah. Home of the governor and birthplace of another leader that we won't talk about. Bloody vegetarian artists. If anyone tells you they're a vegetarian artist, just stay well away. And I'll not mention the names because Raina knows exactly who I'm talking about, even if others don't. Only had one ball, yella. I wasn't singing that about you. How you doing, Sam? Vantayun more. Oh God, what's the French for month? Can't remember. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to try a modern road bike out, and by that I don't mean a carbon fiber ludicrous rocket machine. El Jefe, yes. Just an entry level standard road bike because I've not ridden anything with drop handlebars for 32 years ish. Certainly over 30 years since I rode anything with dropped handlebars. So I'd like to at least have a go on one, try one out, see if I get about 100 yards down the road and go, nope, that sucks. Because I do have, and I'm not talking up. I do have back problems, so no, just wear and tear, nothing bad, but the positions you're on, and then bending neck back so you can actually see where you're going. That's going to be painful, I think. G'day, Marquis Mark. Yowies, how you doing? So it's a medium carbon road bike if I'm make an accidental trip to Austria. Yes, good a reason to put Austria above other places I might go to. Mr. FedEx delivery for my off-road e-scooter and I'll wait for it today. Howdy, Chris. What's your opinion on saltwater tanks? They're salty. I think they can be very pretty. And I think they're probably, how to put it, not harder work, it's not more work. It's just more scientific and accurate. For example, I can do a water change just by taking some water out of a tank, filling a bucket up out of the tap in the sink, chuck some dechlorinator in and put it back in the tank. Job done. Obviously, saltwater tank's got to be salt water that goes in there. You got to keep balancing the salt levels. There's more to it. You can run a salt water, but couldn't keep a planted tank. The trick with planted tanks, and this is where some people won't like it. So if you're a bit sensitive to these things, turn your volume down now. The trick with a planted tank is don't keep it clean. Don't gravel vac. Basically, let the poop build up. Because that's what feeds the plants at the end of the day. You want nitrate. You want. If there's no nitrates in the water and no poop in the substrate, the plants are going to die because they've got no food. If you've got not enough light or too much light, or I think some plants like hard water, some plants like soft water. Anubias goes crazy in my water. Some other species really don't. Monte Carlo just disappears. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't do understocked tanks. And to me, pretty much every marine tank I ever see looks massively understocked. I'm like, yeah, but that'd look much better with like a couple of shoals of these and some of these and some of these. And Marksman member for 22 months, nearly 2 years. Thank you very much. I mean, yeah, if I was going to do a saltwater tank, because I have thought of it in the past, and I know I can get hold of pre-mixed salt water if I want to, or actual seawater, as my LFS sells seawater. Howdy, Mufti, how you doing? But I really don't do fishless cycles. No. So what I would probably do to cycle the tank, set it up with me rocks and me sand, and then chuck in a bunch of mollies. Because mollies are virtually indestructible. They can quite happily do full salt water. They will do the breedies in there. And then you can confuse people who aren't that knowledgeable by when you take your mollies into the LFS to resell, because you've bred thousands of the bloody things, you can sell them as saltwater mollies and people will pay more. So I might get a pound of molly rather than 20 pence. I don't have mollies anymore. Oh, become a free Patreon to Sarah, the Sponge Princess. Yes. As it's free, I won't tell her to Patreon off. Does anyone else get that with certain YouTube channels that you tune in, like the first 2 minutes or whatever, probably just a minute or so of the video is intro and them telling you all the ways that you can give them money, and just by the time they've gone through that, you're like, yeah, no, I don't care no more. Hi, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about blank, but first, here's my subscription, here's my memberships, here's super chat, super thanks, here's my OnlyFans, here's my Patreon, here's my buy me a coffee, here's my GoFundMe, here's my merch. Yeah, I prefer that at the end of a video. At the beginning of a video, it just bugs me, which is why I tend to leave it till the end if I ever remember to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I haven't watched a video of yours yet. I don't know if I'm going to like it. Yeah, stick that stuff at the end. I know YouTube, yes, because you sort of have to do it because it's expected, but and maybe it does work better at the beginning, but yeah, I know Sarah's is free. Sarah. I just call her Scungy. The same as I call Michael Blackie. Yeah. Little Miss Scungy, absolutely awesome drawist. Draw some very cool stuff. Interesting, different, and a bit out there. Kind of like it. If I was going to ask anyone to draw me a demon that actually, demon or monstrous thing that actually might scare me, it would be her. I mean, if I asked Pam, she'd probably just do a self-portrait. And I know she's not here, but I know she would approve of that joke. And she would think, no, she'd think less of me if I didn't make it, let's be honest. Yeah, so I find planted tanks easy. So I've not tried a salty tank yet. Most of the reason really isn't because it's going to be difficult or new or something extra to learn. It's because I have no issues learning extra things. That's actually what I enjoy doing, probably the most. It's more the fact that breedy is very hard. Oh, do look like Rorschach pictures. The problem there being Rorschach's not stuck in there with you. You're stuck in there with Rorschach. Who watches The Watchmen? Yeah. Who watches that movie more than once? Oh, God, look like Becky. Oh, why doesn't that surprise me, Sam? Oh, Danny boy, the Sudama girls keep dying. There's only one left. Yeah, like we said last week, Dan, I think it's just the water's too hard for them because they're not showing any signs of disease or parasites or anything bad, and the water's clean. It's not like hundreds of parts nitrate or anything like that. I did actually water test it. Scary, I know. Was it less than 20 parts per million nitrate? So it's not that the water's toxic to them, it's just too hard, I think. So there we go. Good avenue to share things that might otherwise be blocked. Exactly. And yeah, and given what Scungy does draw, I can imagine YouTube blocking that quite a bit. I'm amazed I haven't had more stuff blocked. I had one live stream that got blocked. Yeah, water test. Yeah, big gun. Everything came out. So yeah, I think it is just my water's too hard for them. So yeah, it's it's all gravy. I'll probably just go back to the original plan A, which was cherry barbs. Some of my danios have turned green. Don't know why. Yeah, I had some. Oh Christ! What were the danios I had? Was it glow light? No, not glow lights. Was it glow light danios I had? I can't remember. They've all long since passed. But yeah, I had one that just kept changing colours. Yeah. But yeah, so I think it's just some danios do change colours either with age or maturity or horniness levels or boredom. You know. But albino cherry barbs, super nice, look more cherry coloured than normal cherry barbs. Yeah, need to be ad friendly, exactly. I I do wonder what the heck ads get shown on my videos, especially the live streams, because yeah. Quite a few of the live streams do flag up as yellow, which means restricted ads, because certain people don't want to be whatever it is I've talked about. They don't want to be a party to. You know, energy drink companies, you're quite welcome to advertise on my streams, and if you provide me with samples, I will drink them live on stream. I'll even make sure to show the logo. Macro glucose. Oh, I think Bob said once that he got an advert for Donald Trump. Well, yeah, but Bob, you're not going to vote Donald Trump. Yeah, yeah. Although judging by the adverts that I've been seeing lately, it's probably going to be Amazon and the Benecol ad, which is one of them gone off milk products. Is probiotic yogurt with a really annoying bloody song playing in it as well. If your beard is around 4 hours, you need to get yourself to the ER. Well, isn't everyone's? Random. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah. I'm guessing I'm not getting any of the big name. Got an ad blocker or Red. Is it YouTube Red? Oh, I can't remember. No, that's not. That's not YouTube. That's an adult site that has Red. YouTube Premium, that's the one. Yes, Premium, not Red. That would be ex-hamster. I've not seen the updated or better from Arnold yet, Debs. Been remiss in watching friends' content and fishy content of late. Been catching up on serial killers and cryptids, mostly. Oh, and Karens, because Karens is always fun, because, you know, as long as the Karen's not happening to me, I find them hilarious. I'm paying for YouTube since it's called YouTube Red. It's strange when I switch to a different account. It doesn't have it. Almost unusable. I mean, a lot of that does also depend on the channel and how many ads they put in, because you can manually place ads. And yeah, there have been some channels where I've tried to watch a video and there's been an ad break every like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's like, yeah, no, not watching. Go away. Yeah, I think mine should just show at the beginning or the end. My ads may be for good quality rope and plastic onesies. Yeah. I'd have thought rope, bin bags, and axes. One bloody ad is too many. Even on the YouTube homepage, seems like every other video you scroll past is an ad. Well, I suppose technically, if you went back to my modelling content, at least half of that is basically an unpaid advert, because I'm always either reviewing a kit or using a product and saying which product I'm using. And that's not to big up the product or the company or whatever. That's just to stop the 300 bloody questions in the comments going, what paint did you use? Which wash was that you used? Which pigment? Which solvent? Go away. Didn't stop it happening. I mean, it reduced it, but, you know, people would still watch the video in which I plainly say, now for this we're using blah, 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 blah paint, and actually show the paint on screen, the bottle with the label up, and I'd still send a message going, what paint did you use? Like, I showed it in the video. Howdy, Ricky, how you doing? Back on a normal diet again now, I hope. But yeah. Fishy peeps tend not to leave weird comments like model making peeps do. Yesterday was the last prayer meet. Well, closest I'm ever going to get to praying, I'm afraid, Ricky. Now, the last time I recited the Lord's Prayer, I got bit on the leg by a ghost. So, you know, sounds like a challenge. Howdy, Maritime Fish Keeper. How you doing? Good to see you. We do sometimes talk about fish here. We actually have been today, which is kind of a rarity. Normally we'll end up on any sort of subject. We do try and avoid religion and politics if we can. But, you know, I've been in more churches than most Christians. There is, I probably have actually. I'm amazed they haven't had to be reconsecrated after I've gone in and left burning hoof prints behind me. And I've probably been more respectful of most of them than most Christians are as well. just because it's not my religion doesn't mean I have to be disrespectful to it, or anything or anyone that might happen to still be residing there. Yeah. So yes, literally, last time I recited the Lord's Prayer, I got a clamp on my lower thigh just above the knee by something that wasn't there. It felt like a big mouth. Live stream on YouTube because Mum bought in some pretty big singers to sing religious hymns. Not required, but didn't stop her. My phone autocorrects colour to colour like a red-blooded patriot. Have you got it set on English Simplified again? On Facebook and the telly. Oh dear. The only time I'll make it on TV again, it'll either be wandering in the background of a shot, they're like filming in the town I happen to be in as I'm walking past or something like that, or in a crowd, or it'll be as a photo fit, we are looking for this man. That's pretty much the only way I'm going to get on telly. Yeah, so I don't really want to be famous. Go do your water changes, Jeff. That's the important thing. Put the animals inside. A Cat 5 cyclone is going to hit the city, enjoying the rain and thunderstorms. Has hit the city. Yeah. Yeah, we've had thunderstorms here today, but no cyclone. Just getting dark, rumble, rumble, flash, flash, bang, and then rain. British summertime, really. So this is it. It feels weird this year because the last few years, summer started in like April and went through till October. And we had like months where it didn't rain, and this year it's the temperature's up, but it's still wet and meh outside. Hopefully it's dry on Tuesday so I can go for a bike ride though. So I've got to do my water changes tomorrow. I don't know where I might go yet for a bike ride if I do go, but we'll find something interesting to look at or eat. At least the rain is warm. It's not too cold at the moment. It's it's about the only difference to winter. So it's going to be Wildlife Rescue Day. Really, the entire team is on alert as well. Good, good, good. Hopefully you don't have to deal with any murder cats or anything too nasty and dangerous. Just fluffy and friendly will be good. Yeah. Hopefully nothing that can kill you with its teeth. Let's put it that way. Yeah. No grabbing cobras, okay? Well, seabirds, the only time I get them for free. This is DKF. Oh, wow. I won't tell you said that. Claws are okay. Yeah, claws, I mean, anything that's got claws that can kill you has probably got teeth that can kill you as well, I'd go with. Not that I'm overly familiar with the wildlife of India. Yeah. Cobras and tigers are probably the worst two. Then probably crocodiles, or is it alligators? That's crocodiles, isn't it? Is it the gharial? Yeah, if you want seabirds, just come to the UK. There are bloody millions of them. You're more than welcome to take as many seagulls as you like, or gulls as we should call them, because they're not seagulls. Cyclones come bearing gifts. Yeah. Same as the postman normally comes bearing bills, and not the fun kind of bill. The ones that mean money is leaving your bank account. Oh yeah. Howdy Mal, how you doing? Yeah. Don't pet the brown bear. Yeah, gharials are crocodilians. Yeah. There's another. Is there another one there? Gharial. Not the Cayman. South American. Might just be. Yeah. Oh, well, that's what you want a tank for. I know what you need, Ricky. You need some marcia if you've not got them already. Those fish are awesome. If you're not familiar with the Indian marcia, while I'm going for a pee, Google it. Back in a minute. Oof. Right, that's my impression of a champion equine done. Ugh. Oh, yep. Enjoy the storm. No, it didn't break me. Just needed a whittle. I'm getting old. I can't necessarily sit for 2 hours without a whittle these days. It's weird because at work I can do an entire shift and not need the loo at all. Don't need a whittle when I'm cycling home. Guarantee you, as soon as I get home, I'm like, oh, gotta go. And that's nothing to do with the state of the toilets at work. Actually, quite clean now. I keep having a go at the other men, other males. Let's go with that. Yeah. When you have to show a 30-year-old man how to use a toilet brush, yeah, not good. Yeah, so Indian marcia, very cool fish. Got to go 1,000 yards from home. That's normally the IBS that does that. Work always gave you squirts. Oh yeah, I'm definitely already broken. And it's payday this week, so I'm not that broke. Plus extra money for looking after the cats this weekend as well. as stressful as just going in, feeding and fussing 4 cats is. I'm not going to complain, especially when all 4 cats, yeah, all 4 of them are now friendly with me, so it's not an issue. Pumpkin even let me pick her up today. It's the first time I've ever done that. I think we've had 1.5 day of rain in 7 weeks. Given what we've had today, I think we've had 7 weeks worth of rain in 1 day. Although you wouldn't know looking outside now. It's bright blue sky, clear, everything's dried out fairly rapidly. Just means that everything's going to grow faster again, so I really do need to get out in the garden and start trying to find that Japanese sniper. Last 3 weeks we've had over 16 inches of rain. Yeah, we're not quite that bad, but we've had plenty. And other parts of the country, it wouldn't be an issue having that much rain that we've had. But Norfolk, being as flat as it is in general and low lying, means it doesn't drain away very fast. And given the winter we've had and how wet the winter's been, basically from like, was it September, October? There were basically floods all the way through till pretty much now. Yeah, bring back the fens. It pretty much is. I was cycling through Harvard Woods the other week on my way to do the Peddars Way. And the last time I cycled down there, it was bone dry. You could go trunching around in the woods, no problem. Yeah, it's a swamp now. There's 6 to 8 inches of standing water just everywhere. So, yeah, water levels are very high. Make FedEx work faster. FedEx, be more express and less federal. That gonna work? At least you haven't got parcel farce or what are they called now? Is it every? The ones where the driver basically keeps all your parcels in their shed and then just goes around and sticks bits of paper through people's doors that say, I've got your parcel. Yeah. Or probably the best one now is DPD, but back in the day, there was DPD apparently stood for delivery, perhaps, depends. But now they're actually really good. Not only do you get a tracking number, you can then click that link and see where the van actually is and when it's likely to be with you, how many more drops it's got, that kind of thing. Hey, evening, Mark. How you doing? Oh, and yes, apologies, I didn't put up a video this week. It sort of slipped my mind, and then by the time I remembered, I really couldn't be bothered. I figured probably I've got the rest of my Peddars Way bike ride videos to put up, but yeah, I'm not going to bother. Not yet, anyway. I'll give it another week or two. Yeah, I just didn't feel like filming another video at the time, so it didn't happen. Hopefully, I'll stick something up this week. Don't know what yet. Might go somewhere interesting on my bike ride that I can have a wander around and explore. Track number and door parcels number at least. Yeah, probably is a redelivery that the system's gone. "Ah!" But then also, A, I've been here a long time, and B, I know that pretty much all the delivery drivers and post people around here. So generally, even if I'm not here, they just leave it in the shed. Um, they generally don't leave my parcels with a neighbour. I don't know whether that's because they think there's something dodgy in them, or they don't trust my neighbours, or if I'm out, my neighbours are probably out as well at work. If anything, is more the other way around, where they got a delivery somewhere in the general area and they haven't answered the door. So if they know I'm home, they bring it round to me. Maybe I should start charging Royal Mail, Parcel Force, DPD for delivering their parcels, and Amazon. What do you reckon? £10 a parcel? Charge them? Yeah, something like that. Everything I've seen says FedEx delivers to residential on the weekends, being very impatient. Well, quite rightly so. It's always the way if you're waiting for a delivery of something cool and that you're looking forward to getting, usually turns up fairly late. If it's something meh that you don't really care about, it turns up first thing. It's like one of the first parcels on the van. So let's say I was waiting on another. Only charge you if you don't want what's in the parcel. I probably don't want any of it. Yeah. We've got rid of the rain for now, Mark. So yeah, so if it's a kilo of algae wafers, it will turn up when I'm at home early in the morning. If it's something fun, cool, and interesting, then it will turn up last thing at night or when I'm at work. Just the way of it. Oh, if you're still here, Dan, have you heard the new Nightwish single released this week? Perfume of the Timeless. Very cool. And Ricky's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Ricky's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Jealous of the rain. Well, it's your fault for living in California. No, you didn't know about it. Very cool track. And very Nightwish as well. And if you don't know Nightwish, that will make no sense. But if you do know Nightwish, it will make a lot of sense. Um, although I have been listening to more Aerion lately. It's giving the Oscars and Sharks some food. Dum, 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 dum. Yes, I know. Not that kind of shark, and they're probably actually a barb of some description, or a cyprinid, at least. Not quite sure how I managed to miss my mouth upwards that time, but I did. Oh, going to Pink Pop. Awesome. Yeah, I've not seen who's on yet this year. Because last year Nightwish played a set and Floor Jansen played her solo set as well. So that would have been me in Interesting Dreams for a couple of months. Yep, the rain will definitely fill your tubs up. And that's one reason I'm not complaining about the rain, is it is filling the water butt up. See, now I'll put that cap on so it feels straight, and it's that way on the heart. Because that's straight, but it feels like it's on the, yeah, it don't feel straight. Oh, Yoast is there. Cool. As it should be, Sir Yoast, or Yoast, or Lol, as Ian Lucasen calls him, which is the Dutch for dick. Yeah, that's the thing with the Arion, with the concerts generally being so far apart in terms of years. Yeah, people look a lot older in the most recent one. It's like, damn, your hair's gone grey. With black or dark brown last time I saw him. Oh well. Same with Damien Wilson. He's on grey as well now. Doesn't affect their ability to sing or play though. If anything, they've got better. And yes, those who don't know, we're talking about random Dutch musicians. Used, oh, that Used, right, from Eurovision. Yeah, um, I'm talking about Joost van den Broek, the keyboardist, producer, setter upper, worker outer of Arion. You sing better with grey hair. Says who? It's one of those things where proper professional singers, and I don't mean that to sound desultory to anybody, but the ones who, even though they're really good vocalists, singers, they still get lessons and still get voice coaches and what have you. They do actually improve with age. One of my aunts has grey hair and she's still yeah, but if you're tone deaf, you're tone deaf. See you later, Maritime. Have a good one. Don't work too hard. Remember, they don't pay you more if you work harder, they just expect it. Timing out the next person that brings up Eurovision. Yeah. That's one of them things that it should just be got rid of. I mean, I knew they were scraping the bottom of the barrel when they put Australia into Eurovision. Nothing against Australia or Australian singers and songwriters. Although if you did enter Mike Mills in that, he would probably win it. Although he's professional, so probably can't. Yeah, Eurovision sucks. The only reason I even used to listen to it on the radio was for Ken Bruce's commentary on Radio 2, because that was hilarious. Used to turn it down for the actual songs, but you know. Basically, it would be taking the mickey out of all the people in their national dress and Yeah. I think the last time I actually paid any attention to it really was when Lordy run it with Hard Rock Hallelujah. When a metal band wins Eurovision. Apparently, she's my elder cousin, not my aunt. Most of my cousins are in their 50s. My friends have cousins younger than them. Mine are older, yeah. Do any of us like bad, cheesy pop music? I mean, I literally put a sticker on the radio at work that says, do not tune to these channels because they're C-rap, we'll say. And then people go, and then we can Kiss on again, or Kisstery, or it's like, oh, they play the same bloody songs all the time. I've been here an hour and I've heard that song 3 times already. No, that's a different one. It sounds exactly the same. No, it's different. No, that one was this one's this. It sounds exactly the same. It's in the same key. It's got the same tempo, the same drum beat, the same format. Hell, the melody's even the same. Yeah, but the words are different. It's like, no, every song on an album should sound different. But apparently that's what people like these days. Short songs that all sound the same. So I reckon if someone put Kisstery or Kiss or one of those modern channels on, you can start nodding at the start of a shift in time with the music. And by the end of the shift, you'll still be nodding in time with the music, having not heard it at all. Here you go. Get ready. Right, yeah, get the rhythm. Yep, got it. Right, now I'm going to turn the radio off. 6 hours later, you'd still be able to go. Turn the radio back on, and you'd still be in time with the beat. That identical. Yeah, I generally don't do much in the way of standard music these days. I like something like different time signatures, different chordal structures, different song structures, different sounds, different sections. Stuff that makes it interesting. Or just a well written song. Because you can have a really simple song in 4/4, 3 chords, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and it can be really good. And other ones are just absolute garbage. Yeah, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, that's one of the classics though. That's I always enjoyed Mega Armageddon Death by Napalm Death because that song is like 3/4 of a second long. Have I heard throat singing to electronic polka? I've not, but it sounds intriguing. Sounds like something Weird Al would do. What's the Mongolian throat singing band? The Who, spelled Heu. Pink Floyd. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a bit of Floyd. But again, well written, well crafted music by people who play their instruments live. Are you saying you're not a Justice Braver fan? Never heard of he or she. So that would be a yes, I'm not. unless it's a she and they're particularly attractive and like to wear very little clothing, in which case I might watch the video and turn the sound down. Um, not that I'm a music snob or anything, but yeah, I'm a music snob. It just comes with getting older. I mean, give it another 30 years, I can still see them playing Duran Duran and Depeche Mode and Spandau Ballet on the radio. I can't see people actually remembering who the heck Justice Braver was. Always good to be comfortably numb. Ooh, I mean, not when you're on a push bike, because, well, that's not comfortably numb. That's kind of unnervingly numb. When you realise you can't feel your hands at all. And you're like, I'm going to need to change gear now or brake. And you have to actually look down and see what you're doing, because you can't feel whether you're pulling the brake or pressing the gear change lever. Yesterday, tried to deliver the package at like 9:45 a.m. Today they're switching it up just to upset you. They know you want it. That's what it is, you see. I tried to get it to you nice and early yesterday so you could have a good play, and now they're going, well, you weren't here. So now you can bloody wait. Guarantee it'll turn up with a puncture as well. Either that or the battery went woof. Yeah. Yeah. I think the last CD I bought was Nightwish, their last album, which is a good few years ago now. And yes, I'm old. I buy albums. I don't just stream or download. I buy the album. Then I can listen to it while I'm out and about on my CD Walkman and not have to worry about using data or my phone or anything like that. Just some rechargeable AA batteries. Hey, it means I can listen to music and use my phone for other things at the same time. And it also goes a lot louder. It's not illegal to own one in the UK. It's just illegal to ride one anywhere public. So, private land, fine. You can zoom about to your heart's content. But unless it's registered, taxed, insured, and has an MOT on it, which is, you have to take things into a garage every year to get them checked over, and then they tell you whether you can continue riding it or driving it or whatever. You can buy them as well. You're just not legally allowed to ride them on the road. There's been trials with renting them in some cities, but I think a lot of them got rather vandalized. So I think the trials are mostly coming to an end now, and they're probably not going to work out too well unless they made a fortune out of them. UK, everything is pretty much walkable anyway, especially in towns or cities. You don't need an electric scooter or heck, you don't even need a car in the UK, really. Much as we bemoan our public transport system, we have one. Realistically, no, because the people who want to use them aren't the kind of people who are going to get a motorcycle license and get them taxed and tested and all that kind of stuff. So basically what happens is every so often the police have a crackdown, catch a bunch of young lads hooning about on them, make a big show of it. There'll be a video or piece on the news, local news or whatever, of them chucking the electric scooters into the trash compactor, destroying them, and people getting sent tickets and stuff. 2 GSM, so one for games, one for work, or YouTube. Ah, cool. Oh, I mean, scooters in canals in the UK is just a thing. Like in the US, if you're familiar with magnet fishing, basically you get a big magnet, tie it at the end of a rope, and throw it in a river, and then drag it back and see what you pick up with it. Gooning means something, yeah, and it means something different in Australia as well. Oh, we have plenty of fun. We just don't need to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, so when you go magnet fishing in the US, you're more likely to pull out like guns and stuff from the rivers and the canals. In the UK, it will be shopping trolleys and scooters, probably the odd tyre. Yeah, fish holding structures. Yeah, I mean, if you want to raise a scooter, just go magnet fishing in your local river and you'll soon find one. I think generally what happens is they get stolen. The person who stole it rides it to wherever they wanted to go and then just throws it in the river. And apparently air tags don't work underwater either. Well, they're technically waterproof. Radio signals don't travel through water, so there is that. Um, yeah. Bike theft is quite a big thing in the UK. But it's amazing how many people ride expensive push bikes. Well, mine isn't. Mine's a relatively or very cheap one in the grand scheme of things. They'll ride an expensive bike and then they'll either use a really cheap little cable lock, which you can cut through with a pair of scissors almost, or they won't lock it and then they'll be upset that their bike got stolen. It's like, well, don't buy a posh, flashy bike that anyone can look at and go, that one's expensive, and then not lock it securely. I know people go, oh, you can get through any bike lock with an angle grinder. Yeah, but using an angle grinder is kind of noticeable. People tend to see someone using an angle grinder and hear it. So it puts off the not professional bike thieves. The people who say, oh, I need to get from here to there, and that bike's not locked up. I'll just pinch that right to where I've got to go and dump it. I mean, stabbing is not. Yeah, well, it is, but it's over-reported, and it is usually as a result of people being drunk. So yeah, get rid of the alcohol. And Grindr is your favourite website, isn't it? At least people tend not to get shot over here, though. And there's that too. I don't. I live in a small town, so people do leave bikes unlocked. If they're going into the shop, they'll just leave their bike up outside the shop and go in and won't even think about locking it. I wouldn't do that. If I'm more than 10, 15 feet away from my bike out in public, it gets locked to something. Right? Um, yeah, the trick is to have a bike that works, does the job you want it to do, but doesn't look too flashy. Doesn't say, doesn't say, steal me, I'm worth a lot of money. Because even if the bike thieves have no idea about bikes, you know, something that looks flashy and bright and looks expensive, they'll go for. And they'll go for names as well. So the expensive names, they'll take those first. Howdy, happy place. We're just grumbling about bike thieves at the moment. Homeless and the meth heads, the other, yeah. Well, I'm not saying you can't blame them, but you know, stealing anything in Florida, you're going to get shot in the back. That is the thing in the UK with no guns. We don't get pew-pewed if we do something nasty. Generally get tutted at, and then lots of people reporting to the police what happened. Yeah. So most of the stuff like that in the UK is just generally it's young lads who are just being dicks because they can be. Yeah. So my bike always gets locked up. I mean, it's in my shed at the moment, but it's still locked up. Just still doing the water changes, and the happy place is going to be finishing there today. What's fun in not worrying about your safety in public areas? Oh, see you later, Mufti. Hope you enjoy the rest of your shift and getting out of there. Yeah, yeah. Have a great day too. Happy place. Stay in your happy place. That's the thing. Um, yeah. So that is the one thing that makes me I've not laughed, chuckle, whatever. So people go, but how am I going to protect myself if I can't have a gun? You don't need to. I mean, I'm not saying that crime doesn't happen in the UK, but if you're outside of a major city, it really isn't anything to worry about. Just lock stuff up, and if anything does happen, get stolen, broken into, you're just unlucky. Um, and so the majority of it is just opportunity. Don't give them the opportunity, they won't commit the crime. I mean, I know I've thought about it before when I've seen a decently expensive, nice looking bike unlocked. Not about stealing it per se, just like moving it around a corner or something, just to just so that the person whose bike it is then goes, oh, people be peopling all over the city or the country. Yeah, well, generally, this part of the country, especially, there's not a lot of crime. I remember a while back it was big news on the local news. When I say local, I don't just mean like this little area, I mean like the east of England news. It was big news that our former mayor got shot in the arm with an air rifle and had to go to hospital for a stitch. Bearing in mind that nobody liked him. He was corrupt as hell. When the guy that's elected to represent the town turns up to an event, looks like he hasn't washed or brushed his hair for about a month. He's wearing a manky old polo shirt, jogging bottoms and trainers. You know, it's not a good look. See you later, M&C. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm nothing proven, but it's highly suspected he was rather corrupt. No, you just have to look at some of the things that got done around the town, like traffic calming measures that actually made the traffic worse. So, yeah, you just, that was a backhander to a mate. Yes, we know. Allegedly, in my opinion, he says cover himself against libel and slander. Although eventually he did get booted out. So did the treasurer, who then went to run for office, or who then moved to the other side of the country, went to try and become the treasurer of her new local council, and didn't get the job, funnily enough. Might have been something to do with being told what happened here. You know, things like putting in a bike lane that's about 20 yards long and then putting bars at the end of it so you can't actually get through on a bike. Those kind of things. He's like, yeah, really? And you don't think that looks dodgy? Well, hell, it's struggle enough getting through there. Yeah, you kind of have to do a body swerve to get through it on foot. I mean, you wouldn't get through there on a mobility scooter or a wheelchair, or electric wheelchair anyway. So it's probably illegal, but local councils, yeah. Thankfully, the ones who got in at the moment do seem a bit better. But obviously, it's going to take a while to undo all the stuff that went wrong previously. So, yeah. Oh, and we've got a general election coming up in June or July. So we shall probably, with any luck, have a change of government. Go to, hopefully back to the left, or at least more to the centre. Yes, we do actually have a left-wing party in the UK. You don't in the States. They're both right-wing, just one's further right than the other. Right-wing and right-wing, as I like to say. How far left is Labour? Well, they're further to the left than the Tories. But yeah, I just want to get rid of the current bunch because they've proven they're useless. The off-road wheelchairs and tracks are indeed amazing. Yes, we see you. We see you, Yella. Hello. I see you teabagging out there. No, you've not timed yourself out again. I seem to remember James May made an off-road wheelchair with tracks once on Top Gear. Was it James May that made the one with tracks, or was it No, it's Hammond who did the tracked one, I think. Last few messages didn't show up. Strange. Getting rid of a bunch of fish in a couple of weeks. Massive tropical smalls going to a local keeper. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Switching to something else? More plants or bigger fish or something that breeds a lot more regularly so you can sell more of them? Or just taking down some tanks for a bit? Trading some small tropicals and plants for helping me move my big custom 120 gallon into the house. Yeah, that's fair enough. I wouldn't want to be lifting a 120. That 50 odd was heavy enough. Can't write, burn it all down and start over without the weird full stops. Yeah, that's probably a YouTube thing. Probably anti-terrorism or something like that. Got other fish to go in the tanks and more to catch to put in some. Cool. Look forward to seeing what you do. When you say more to catch, are we going native wildy species? That's what that sounds like to me. Or unless they're in other tanks and you just got to move them around a bit. Which reminds me, I've got to sort that one out. Because there's a mix of commons and super reds in there. Only collecting or adding natives from now on. Ooh, cool. That'll be a cheaper. Yeah, that's something I've thought about, but we don't really have any. Well, we do, but there aren't many species of small native fish in the UK. Well, I say small, suitable for a general fish tank. About the only ones would be stone loach, miller's thumbs, maybe dace, bleak, sticklebacks and minnows. That's about it. Yeah, we collected natives from everywhere else. We don't need our own. But the rest, even the ones that you think of as small, are still get big. Um, like most people will only catch a roach about that big, but that's just a baby. And they get like that. And they're open water species, which are very fast and zoomy. Same with rudd. Perch again get to 5 or 6 pound in weight. Eels just get ridiculously big. Pike get ridiculously big. Carp, bream, tench. Silver bream you might get away with in a fish tank. But silver bream are a definite shoaling fish, so you need hundreds of them. Well, it's same with the dace and the bleak and everything else, probably. Barbel definitely wouldn't survive in a fish tank, nor grayling. The amount of flow you'd need to keep grayling or barbel in a fish tank would be ridiculous. That would be the one tank that you did need like 10 FX6s on. They live in chalk streams and very fast flowing water, so yeah. When you've got basically white water conditions and the fish is just sat there chilling in the flow, like, yeah. Yeah. The grayling are absolutely beautiful. I think, is it the one? Yeah, I think grayling is about the only relatively common fish species in the UK that isn't a game fish that I haven't caught, and barbel, because I've never fished anywhere there are barbel or grayling. There's only one river in the county that's got barbel in it, and it's privately owned where the barbel are, so you can't fish it. I've caught pretty much everything else, either by on purpose or by accident. Hell, I've even caught some non-natives. So, you know, when people dump their pond or decide they've had enough of their pond or their fish tank, and they dump the fish into the local pond or lake, and they've got species that will actually survive, like goldfish. Yeah, caught goldfish, caught koi carp, caught golden orf, blue orf. Yeah, I'll help. Trout fishermen would string you up if you coarse fish the chalk stream, definitely. Although if you ledgered a worm, the rolling ledger, you'd probably catch more trout than the trout fishermen with flies would. You know, just saying. But yeah, well, actually, there is a chalk stream that I went past on my Peddersway bike ride, and I did film a bit of a video there. So look out for that one. I did try to see if there were any trout about, but there were too many people and too many dogs swimming in the water for the fish to be about. There were some I saw on my way back, but I didn't video that because I just wanted to get home, in all honesty. Um, yeah. Oh dear, we're not going to have to not going to have to explain fishing to an American again, are we, Mark? Oh, I always have such fun watching American fishing videos. Right up until they catch a fish, and then it's like, oh, how is that legal? Yeah. Yes, there are lots of laws in the UK about fishing as well. How you can fish, what you need to have to fish, not just license and day tickets and stuff, but what gear you need as well. You can't just turn up with a 6 foot stick with a spinning reel on it and have a go. Chances are you wouldn't catch anything anyway, because most of our fish aren't predatory. In fact, the only three species you'd catch on a spinner would be pike, perch, and zander, which you'd call a walleye. Yeah, very tribal. Yes, there's the coarse fishing, sea fishing, game fishing. The three just, there's no crossover. You're one or the other. Um, Fly fishermen tend to be thinking they're better than everyone else. Sea fishermen don't think that, well, and even then you divide them into beach fishermen and boat fishermen, and yeah, it gets very tribal, and it's completely different gear needed for whichever type of fishing you're doing. Um, we do have Wells catfish. They're not native, but they have been introduced in various places. They don't get the same size as they do in Spain and what have you, where they were introduced. I think the UK record's only somewhere around 60, £70, something like that. So not huge, but you know, you wouldn't want to find one on the end of your finger. Um, Yeah, there's a couple in my local lakes. I've not caught them, mainly because I've not fished for them, and you won't catch whales fishing for other fish. Nets and mullen, easy way to catch an entire lake at once. Yeah. Or electro, that works well. Um, Illegal as all get out, but the easiest. Yeah, that or dynamite fishing, but that tends to kill them all. Electro fishing just stuns them. Grenades are easier than nets. Yeah, providing you don't drop the grenade. And in Australia, if you try grenade fishing or dynamite fishing, chances are you're just going to pee off some saltwater crocodiles and then your lunch. Still want to ride the boat around and let the fish up so you can see who's caught. Nanakara and Numala. Say, not see. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, electrofishing is how the Environment Agency keep track of the fish stocks in rivers and stuff like that, so they can see what the native population of fish is and how they're doing. Are they deformed, diseased, healthy? Numbers going up, numbers going down. It just stuns the fish, and then they pull it out with a net, measure it, write all the details down on their pad, and pop it back in again, and off it swims. But anyway, oh, yeah, Scungy's Patreon freebie. A lot more of her content on it because most of her content is probably not family friendly. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here. My bellies are grumbling and I need another whittle. So have a great week. Stay safe. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Mandy's here do 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 do. Mandy's here do 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 do. Mandy's here do 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 do. Arr. Ooh.